Hello and welcome to my mini guide on how to shop the sales successfully online. The reason I say online is that most of us obviously at the moment aren't able to go shopping onto the high street in person, and so for some of us, if that's all we've done and we've never shopped online before, it can be a little daunting. So I just wanted to come on and in this little video give you a few sort of hints and tips on dangers and positive things to look out for. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the dangers. Yeah, the things to look out for, the things that are going to send you off track, and what you perceive to be a bargain actually turns out not to be. So my danger point number one. The first danger is don't be seduced by the price. Please. Don't be seduced by the price. I know that sounds ridiculous because we're looking at sales, but there are lots of other things that you need to look at before the price. Because don't forget, it's only a bargain if you're going to wear it. If it's just going to hang up in your wardrobe and you're not going to wear it, then you might as well have a £20 note or a £50 note or a bundle of notes attached to that hanger. So it's got to be right for you. So don't be seduced by the price. That is the first thing. Of course, the price is why we are perhaps wanting to shop a bit more now so that we get more for our money. But I'm hoping that later on in this video, you'll see some of the things that will help you, guide you to making a successful purchase. Now, the other danger point that I really want to stress is don't be seduced by what other people are wearing. You know, just because something looks good on somebody else, it doesn't mean to say that it's going to look good on you. I know. As difficult as that may be to swallow, you need to look at what is right for you. Your image. Okay, what is right for you? Your colours, you need to be thinking about your body shape, your proportions. You need to be thinking about, is the item of clothing reflecting you, your personality? That's so important. So, you know, there's all these influencers on Instagram and various other social media platforms, and they're trying to almost seduce us into buying what it is that they're advertising. And yes, it perhaps looks wonderful, although I would say sometimes it doesn't look wonderful on them, but this is about what's right for you, and I'm all about your image. Okay, this is about image versus fashion. Okay, this is about what's right for you long term, making a wardrobe work for you time and time again. So those are my two big dangers. So now on to my positives. So let's be really positive, because actually this time of year, it can be a fantastic opportunity to really invest in your wardrobe. And if you've had style class with me, you'll know that I talk about having this health and well-being fund, you know, budgeting for shopping, so that when it comes to opportunities like now where there are significant sales on, you've already got that money allocated, and there's no guilt, no shame about going and replenishing your wardrobe and buying the things that are right for you. So on a positive note, it's a great opportunity. So let's look about how you can capitalize upon that opportunity and really make the most of the sales. Okay. My first tip, here we are. I want you to go into your wardrobe. Yes, I do. I want you to open it wide up, and I want you to have a look at the things that you've been wearing again and again and again, because those are obviously working for you, hopefully, if you've had colour and style, those are working for you really, really well. But I want you to have a look and see whether they're going shabby. I want you to see if they're losing their colour. I want you to see if they're losing their shape. Things like that, okay? Do they need replacing? Because garments only have a certain lifespan, and you know they need replacing, and they need. It's a bit like your car needing an MOT. Sometimes your garments need an MOT. You know, it might be that there's a button come off, and you know you need to put the button back on. The hem might be dangling down. You know, so it's a bit like giving your wardrobe an MOT. So I want you to go in and I want you to have a look and start to go through it and see what things actually are really tatty and actually they're not. You know, you need to replace it, because what you're doing is you're starting to create your shopping list. You're going to shop with a purpose in mind. That makes shopping so much easier, especially when you're doing it online. It can be so daunting otherwise. So check for the fit, for the shabbiness, for the colour, all those sorts of things. I then want you to go back through and I want you to think about, has your lifestyle changed? Now, for most of us, our lifestyle has changed quite a lot in the last 9 months. A lot of us are working from home. A lot of us aren't going out as much as we used to. So we're perhaps needing more relaxed clothes. I know I'm certainly benefiting from some elasticated Rebel trousers that were in my wardrobe, which didn't come out as much before, but they are coming out now. I was in more of a tailored trouser before because I needed a more professional look, but obviously now working from home and doing a lot more on camera, you know, my bottom half needs to be quite comfortable, especially if I'm sat down. So have a look at what you need, okay? You know, do you need some elasticated trousers? Have you got a little bit of lockdown lard like me around your belly? So, you know, what do you need? You might be on an exercise, been doing some super exercise, and actually you've lost weight, and actually you need to perhaps have some things in a smaller size. You know, so have a look at that. What is it that you need? Do you need warmth? You know, over the next couple of months, I know that I'm going to need some more warmth. So that's about us looking for jumpers and cardigans that have got, you know, a cashmere mix in them or a wool mix, the merino wool. It really helps hone down your shopping list. So look for what you need. Now, the other thing that I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look in your wardrobe at your colours. Yes, I want you to check that they're actually right, that you haven't strayed off and gone into a different palette, okay? So, you know, for winters, we're bold, we're deep, we're vibrant. You know, have you got some tops that have perhaps been washed and washed and washed and washed and washed, and actually they've lost their vibrancy and they now suit perhaps someone who's more of a summer, because obviously they need a more soft and blended and muted palette? Have you been being a little bit cheeky, you little warm people, you know, and having some whites when you know really that a sort of ivory for autumns and, you know, a cream for spring is going to suit you much better? So go back to your colours and look at what you've got. I'm always going to recommend that the fundamental basics for any wardrobe are your neutrals. So make sure you have the right navy for you, make sure you have the right white for you, and also make sure you have the right red for you for your palette, because they will serve you really, really well, because you'll be able to build upon those. So have a look at your neutrals. I also want you then to get your wallet out, and I want you to have a look at the colours that you haven't yet got in your wardrobe from your palette. It could be that you had your colours done a year ago or 2 years ago, and you've just been sticking to the wow colours. Well, now it's time, yes, I'm giving you permission, now it's time to break out from those wows and get a bit more of your colour palette in and have a little bit more fun experimenting with different colour combinations, pulling them together. So check that out. I think it'd be really worth your while. So on to my next tip, and really this is about the price tag, okay? In some respects, I don't want you to look at the price tag, because if you know your colours and you know your style and you're reflecting your personality, and you know that the garment that you choose to buy, you're going to wear again and again and again and again and again, because it's fit for you and it's fit for purpose for your lifestyle, then actually cost per wear, that item is going to end up costing you no money at all. So yes, be mindful of the price tag, but I'd rather you looked at, is it right for you? That's really, really important. And of course, this is a great time for you to look at investment purchases. Okay, you know, new winter coat, new handbag. Let's face it, hopefully this time next year, we're all going to be going out and about a bit more. So maybe you want to look at some evening wear. You know, if you know your colour and your style, you can obviously take huge advantage of the sales by buying those items now with great reductions. And I would really urge you to look at a better quality, especially if you're buying something like a winter coat. Look for a brand that has your style, but you know, it really is a beautiful wool coat, for instance, rather than a man-made fibre. So shop the best that you can, shop the best that you can afford, okay, within those parameters of your colour and style. Now, my last tip for you for shopping online is, before you click the button to pay, there's two things I want you to do. The first one is, I want you just to be mindful about, are there any youngsters that you know that were doing something a bit like my Louisa and Ella a few years ago when they did their World Challenge to Madagascar and Ecuador? They were fundraising through Easy Fundraiser. and there's top cashback and easy fundraiser, and those are online sort of portals that you can shop through, and a given cause, a charity, will then benefit from, say, 1%, 2%. I think Bowden is 4%, for instance. So before you click, you could actually be shopping. You will benefit from the discount, but a good cause, maybe your local primary school, will benefit also from your purchase. So that's something to think about. You can always message me if you want more details on that. And the last thing that I really, really want you to do is, I would like you please to scroll down to the bottom of the shop that you are on, this website that you're on, and I'd like you please to look at the returns policy. Okay, have a look at the returns policy. A lot of these companies will do free postage and packing over a certain amount. I'm aware that by law, I think they have to, you have to be able to return it, but a lot of them, some companies can make it quite difficult. And so you need to look to see whether you have to pay the postage if you're going to return it. I know probably, and it probably was about 4 years ago, I got caught out with Bowden on that front. I ordered a huge box of stuff, free postage and packing. Most of it wasn't right. This was before Colour and Style. I sent it all back, and I got for a massive postage. So check on that, please. Also, Ella, I know, ordered something once from somewhere in Australia, and of course she then had to return it to Australia, and it was cheaper to actually keep the garment than the postage. So check on the returns for the postage, and also please check on how long the period of returns is. So for instance, Kettlewell are 28 days on a normal purchase, full price, but I think I'm right in saying it's 14 days. I hope it's not 7, I think it's 14 days. So the return period is much, much shorter. So don't be caught out on that, because the last thing you want is to have not got your refund before the date. So there we are, ladies. I hope that that's given you some confidence. I hope that it's inspired you. I hope that it's reminded you and refreshed some of the things that you already knew, but I'm just sort of drip feeding again about the things that are important when you shop. Anyway, enjoy shopping online. If you need my help in any way, shape or form, you do know where I am. And I'm hoping in 2021 to actually have a calendar put in onto my website so that you can book appointments, because obviously I've been doing a lot of power hours, you know, where people need help personal shopping and a refresh of their colour and their style and a wardrobe edit. So if that's you and you're a little bit overwhelmed, do reach out, because, you know, we can easily solve it. You know, we only need about an hour or so together, and boom, we can get you bang on track. So anyway, enjoy the sale shopping, and I look forward to seeing you living your life in colour.